welcome to Quackalope. Today we are bringing you a Play This, Not That with Caesar and Blitzkrieg.
I was going to jump in there like 5 different times.
Totally not.
Until the pregnant pause showed up, which didn't fit in with the joke either way.
I will give you the lead. Both of these games are... Both of these games are war games where you are either seizing Rome or fighting World War II in 20 minutes.
Alex and Shira, by the way, we did steal this series from Board Game Co., so feel free to swing over there and unsubscribe. Subscribe down below, links in the description. What am I saying? We've been infected by the YouTubes. These are going to be games that you two were both excited about, introduced me to. They're sort of area tactical combat games.
Except they're 2-player, head-to-head, and they take a really good amount of time.
They play really quick for the weight of them both.
Yep.
And both of them are actually really grand. So why are these comparable? Well, they're the same designer, same company, same core systems and mechanics, just 2 different themes, and honestly, 2 vastly different playstyles.
Yeah, they're very... As similar as they are, they're also very different.
So, do you want to break down Caesar if I break down Blitzkrieg?
Sure.
Okay.
Caesar, you are going to be placing round-shaped tokens that have a line in the middle that have 2 different values on it. You want to grab some of them?
Yep.
You're going to be placing them on these different areas. Oh, that was noisy. Okay.
Is that not how you play?
No.
Okay.
You're going to be taking these tokens and you're going to be placing. So this one is a ship. You find the logo and you match it up here. And then you are determining the amount of control that you are exercising in the 2 areas. So if you want 0 on this side and 6 on this side, you put it that way, or vice versa. And that's important because you are slowly trying to gain control over the different areas by having the most points in it. Additionally, the person who closes the area gets the bonus of whatever token is in the middle. There will be yellow tokens that have bonus actions. These are the 6 bonus actions. We play with the 2 expansions. Mm-hmm. And the goal is to get rid of all of these control not these ones. Where are the ones that say Pompey? These. You're going to get rid of all these control markers by placing them down on the yellow circles, showing that you have control of that area. The first person who gets rid of theirs wins.
Yeah, over here on Blitzkrieg, you're going to be going head-to-head in a World War II combat game. We actually have it flipped to the Nippon expansion side, which is going to be Japan invaded the States. And the other way is the world fighting... It's also not how you play. The world fighting across the globe. Now, the object of the game, or the core principle of the game, is going to be the same as Caesar. You're going to be drawing tiles from the bag, a variable number, depending on what type of antidotes or poisons or bonuses you have. Those tiles will be restricted to certain locations. You have ground and water locations. You'll then take and place those tiles in, getting whatever bonus you're covering up, and slowly sliding different red dots or red cubes on the tracks above those battle zones. In the regular version of the game, you'll have a series of rows that you're battling down for each continent. Here on the Nippon expansion, you're going to have a series of cities where whenever you defeat or conquer a city, you actually expand into a deeper part of the United States. The object of the game is to cross 25 victory points, very similar. Instead of putting out tokens, you're gaining victory points. Yep. Same core concepts, though, and honestly, very, very similar mechanics at the heart of it. The core difference is going to be the way that the map integrates here with the lines and the separated regions, as opposed to a straight point battle over on this location.
And with that being said...
Okay, let's go through the format that this video is going to follow. We've already established why these 2 games are comparable. We've given you an overview of both of them. We're going to talk about the price, art and components, theme, ease of learning/teaching, mechanics, play this, not that, our final rating on them both, and then Alex's thing here says closing up, which we're probably not going to do.
No, we're not going to close up. We have both played these numerous times in the past few weeks.
Yeah.
And this next category was...
Next category is price.
I know the exact price of Caesar because I picked it up at PAX.
It was what, 30?
40.
It was 40?
Yes.
Honestly, I don't mind the price, but it's going to be a hard sell to some people who don't know the game. I think you see, that's the danger with like small box games.
What are the prices for Blitzkrieg at this point?
I wonder if the prices got to have dropped a little bit, right?
Yeah,
you want to look that up a little bit?
So Caesar's brand.
In my mind, I think both these games end up being $25, maybe $30 games, and I don't flinch at either of them for that price tag. Honestly, they're the same publisher, and they're both so... I mean, they're both so widely accessible and so comparable that... Now, the question is, and I suppose the more important question that we're going to have to get to eventually, Shira, is what are you finding you can buy it for?
Actually, I was double checking. I was correct on Caesar, and I believe it's actually $30.
30 for Caesar?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember I had a $40 charge, and I bought a pin as well. And so now Blitzkrieg, it's between 30 and 40, because it was either a $40 or $50 charge. Blitzkrieg on.
This is very engaging.
It is very engaging. I'm looking on Board Game Geek.
Okay, so $30 is what I thought, so I'm glad we double-checked on that. $30 for Caesar feels exactly where it should be.
Unavailable on Amazon. On eBay, it's $14, and then a whole bunch of pounds in the other market. So a little bit cheaper. I would say around $20.
It's been out a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Question is how hard it is to get your hands on. I think they're both comparable though when it comes to price point. And I'm not upset at any price that is below 30 for either one of these games. Honestly. So brand new, I think it's a fair price. Art and components.
Components are inexpensive.
The same.
They're the same.
Both have bags. Both have
bags.
boards.
The bags are probably my favorite part. I like the artwork on the bags. These shields are a little thin. These components are average.
Yeah, I wish if I was going to upgrade one part of this game,
I would just want a thicker thing that doesn't fall over.
I would upgrade the shields. Over. Yeah, because they never sit very nicely, and they're not. Maybe even taking some scissors and cutting at a steeper angle to make them so they sit a little bit nicer. Yeah. But honestly,
they do have information on the inside of them, especially for Blitzkrieg. It has all of the different pieces types. So that's component wise. Art wise, it's average. I'm not.
Both are close to the same. I like Caesar's art a lot more than I like Blitzkrieg's art.
I like Blitzkrieg's art a lot more, but maybe I'm just more used to it. I think this is
Blitzkrieg looks like a computer program. This looks like a history book, 7th grade history book
yeah.
Both are simple. Both are really easy to comprehend and digest.
I do like the fact that Blitzkrieg offers you 2 different modes of playing, because if you flip it over, the board is double-sided.
That is something that I would have liked to have seen here with Caesar, and I wonder if they're going to end up doing an expansion pack or releasing other global battle systems, because Blitzkrieg feels like a contained system. Caesar feels like it could expand into many more maps and regions with extra special powers and abilities.
I mean,
and I could see,
but it's the Roman War. It's the war.
Yes, but I could see
different types of wars.
Yes, I could see this being
British
like
and French
the Scottish
Europe.
Highlands, British and French, and I wonder if this is going to be the new format going forward.
I hear.
And instead of innovating on the core system, they're just going to release new ways to play.
Possibly.
We'll see. I'm interested to see. Moving down from art and components, thematically, we have
they're identical. They're 2 wars being fought head to head.
Yeah, but I mean, this is going to be Rome and Pompey.
Yeah.
Caesar and Pompey. This is going to be Japan versus the United States, or the entire world absorbed in a global battle.
I much more easily relate to World War II because it is so much more recent.
I love the Roman Wars.
I know
though.
You like history.
I do.
I like things that are much more recent, and this has a massive effect on life.
Sure. No, I highly, highly, highly like the older, more traditional warfare than the new ones. The new one's cool. Like World War I, World War II is a fascinating time period. Yeah. It just doesn't suck me in quite as much.
This is also close to home, like Minneapolis, Chicago, where I'm from.
Yeah.
It's a shame they don't have Kentucky.
The funny thing is, I actually prefer the Nippon expansion to the other side of the board. Yeah. The reason being is I can this is a little bit more simplified.
Yeah.
I don't like the lane tracks as much, so it's less complex. But I also like the hypothetical of what would happen if Japan had invaded the United States. Mm-hmm. This never happened.
No.
If you didn't know your history.
Oh, I do know my history.
You say you don't like it.
I know it. I don't like it, but I do know what happened.
That
Japan
never
invaded.
resolved.
I know that
much. No, they never invaded. Let's go to ease of learning and teaching. Between the 2 games, I mean, they're
super easy. I think Caesar will take the win on that one in terms of the fact that there's just less abilities that you have to learn. Blitzkrieg, you're constantly having to refer to these because there's a lot of different extras that are different, and I think these are not as intuitive.
Yeah.
These are very easy.
I think Caesar, core mechanics-wise, is easier. I think strategically, Caesar is a little bit more interesting.
And the fact that you're trying to balance between closing some areas, having the other person close them, taking control, I hear.
A similar puzzle to actually what we found. I think you could still have that same
puzzle here. I knew I had to kill off you were trying to close off a land area, and I knew that you had only 2 pieces. It was a 50-50 shot if I took away your land piece.
Yeah.
So.
They're so comparable. Though.
Yeah.
They're so remarkably comparable.
And they're both very easy to teach.
Mechanics.
I know which one you like better. You like the Caesar. You like...
The only real difference between the two is area control versus, like, region control. But it's even weird here because this one restricts your placement a little bit more, which I find interesting. But it's even weird here because if you
that could be very restrictive
if
as
you
well.
separated this into lanes, this is a lane of 3. This is a lane of... It's the interplay between the lanes that becomes interesting here.
Yeah, I think that takes it to another level. This could also be pretty restrictive if you only have 2 pieces, and let's say, like, you don't have a wild symbol and you only have 2 boats.
Sure.
That happened to me at one point, where I was restricted to only boat areas.
Yeah.
So there is some restriction. I would agree that this is more restrictive because it's 50-50. This you have 6 different types. Not 6 different, but numerous.
When it comes to the more core mechanics, I like this puzzle more than I like this puzzle.
You like the way the lanes interact with each
do.
other versus this lane is solo.
I like the way that the city starts closing
Yeah.
in, and you can go anywhere, and that kind of sets the pace for the game. The risk is, though, I think this one might have this version of this one might have a bit more depth when it comes down to the actual heart and soul of the play. Where you escalate the war, how you start playing down into different tracks, how you spend your resources. My concern here, after we're probably getting close to about 10 plays in, my concern here is we've done new versions of every game, and yet some of them...
Meaning we've started at different points. Sometimes we start in the middle, sometimes we start on the outside, sometimes we start by closing areas off right away, sometimes we try to push the other person until they have to put us in a position to close.
And some of them... or a lot of them have resulted in us pushing the board to the point where we now just are forced to close off regions.
Yeah.
And then that starts kind of a domino effect where one region closes, another region closes, and whoever gets the one-up on the opponent during that period is usually going to take it. Now, that's a fun puzzle to solve.
But that's a similar thing. As soon as someone gets a one-up on this
It's
one...
It's similar. I think the strategic negotiation of where you place your pieces and how you move around the board...
but these are not that many points. What is a lot of points is if you get all this is 6 points. Like, I let you take Washington, which was a mistake on my part.
Yeah, I mean, both are dances. Neither one is overly complex in the mechanics, and neither one is honestly that different in the mechanics. So it comes down to it. Play this, not that. And I'm going to add a separate question here. For $60 for both, is it worth getting the duo? I'll have you answer. First start with play this, not that.
I have to say play Caesar.
Really?
Yes. I know. I'm surprised.
That is not what we've talked about.
I know. I think the mechanic of having to choose between the areas and the interaction takes it up one level.
Interesting.
But for the price of $60 for both, I think you should get both. Hands down. I think both are different enough, but same enough, and are small enough that they should both belong in your collection. They're both not going anywhere, for starters, on ours.
I'm going to flip the script on you as well.
You're going to say you should?
Caesar, I think, is my favorite of the core systems.
Blitzkrieg's my favorite.
Blitzkrieg, I think, is more mechanically deep when you switch it to the other side.
To the Nippon expansion.
I don't care about the other side. I don't ever want to play base Blitzkrieg again. But all the weird stuff mixed in with the Nippon expansion, I think it is the strongest of the versions of the game.
So funny.
So
it's opposite because I like Blitzkrieg the best. You like Caesar the best. We're telling each other to play the other game, which is perfect. We'll keep them both.
If I could only have one, I would probably still just own Caesar.
And I would probably just own Blitzkrieg.
But if I was telling the audience which one I think they should play, if they were only going to play one,
I think they should play Caesar.
I think they should play Blitzkrieg.
I think the double-sided coins are so cool.
I think it's cool. I do, and that's why I think I would pay $60 or $50 for both games in the collection without a problem.
Final ratings on both?
They're going to be the exact same.
And? Those are?
They've got to be the exact same. I mean, maybe the difference of like a 0.1, 0.2, but that's not even worth acknowledging. These, I think, are both 4s.
See, I had the fingers. The top cam can see. I was doing this while you were deciding.
These are both 4s.
Yeah.
And the reason...
They're great games.
I don't know that I have meaningful critiques that keep them from being the 5s, except for the fact that they are 20-minute, bite-sized games.
Yeah.
They're small box games. They take a little bit of a ding in my collection and my rating scale for a reason,
Being a
because
little bit more simple.
I kind of want a bit more depth from them.
Yeah.
And now that I've played Blitzkrieg and Caesar multiple times, I'm happy to dive in. I've enjoyed diving in with you. But I could see us getting, like, putting it on the shelf for 6 months to give us some space from it.
Right. But they're not going anywhere.
No, they're not going anywhere. But I can see the reason why I'm not putting it at a 5 out of a 4
We've
is
played it
because
a lot, and it's a little repetitive.
The only meaningful critique I have is that it gets a little repetitive, and I would like a little bit more depth or more expansions to soup up the experience overall. That would bring it to a 5. If you did this, if there was a 60-minute version of this game, where it was all like,
it'd be really cool.
I think it'd be awesome with like more abilities and more characters and heroes that could get, but that's not these games. These games are 20-minute bite-sized, and they're great, and I have no meaningful critiques of the core systems other than wanting them to be more complex.
Yep.
So
I'm in total agreement.
Well, this has been a very, very unified
front.
Yeah, we're supposed to close up now.
Okay.
According to the timestamps.